Good evening, everybody, and welcome to All Red TV. And tonight I'm hosting, and I'm having my guests Benji and Craig, who's the owner of this awesome channel. How are you doing tonight, Ben? You okay?
Yeah, man. I actually miss Liverpool football. Who could have imagined?
Yeah. So, just a few more days, and then it's game again. Craig, you all right?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, just had a quiet day. Just doing some research for the two topics tonight, and then I'm really looking forward to this because I think this is something which needs discussing and needs touching on. I bet Deck's kicking himself. He can't. He's just got in from work because with him being a match goer and a season ticket holder, I bet he's thinking I'm missing out on something here. But it wouldn't surprise me if he jumped on.
No, and we'll let him in if he comes in. Before I give the word to Craig, who has a little bit of announcement or infotainment, I just want to say to everybody who's watching and listening, please give a like, subscribe, and follow. And if you have any questions or commentary, please put them in the chat, and we'll pop them up if we find them interesting or they add to the discussion. Craig, you're up.
Right, okay, right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, good evening, everybody. Now, there's a little bit of breaking news which happened later, uh, on Tuesday night. Um, it's sad that I've got to report that Macclesfield Town forward Ethan McLeod, aged 21 years old, was killed in a car crash last night after travelling home from the game against National League side Bedford Town on Tuesday night. He was involved in the accident on the M1 3 hours ago. He scored his first goal for the club either at the weekend or last night. Unfortunately, he passed away in hospital at the tender age of 21. So it's basically, I mean, when something happens like this, it doesn't matter who you follow. But with it being a lower league player, I think my thoughts definitely go out to everybody at Macclesfield Town. Definitely his family this time of year with 9 days to Christmas. And I think anybody who follows football, no matter where you are worldwide, I just think this is such a sad situation which has happened. And 21 years old, it doesn't even bear thinking about. He's only just starting his life, and a professional football as well. So unfortunately, that's the sad breaking news that we've got to basically relay. Um, Sadly, he died after the car was struck while walking on Rochdale Road in Oldham. So he was hit by another car, unfortunately. But as I've just said, my thoughts and condolences go to everybody concerned at Macclesfield Town Football Club and his family and friends. So unfortunately, that's just a sad bit sad news that I wanted to bring you. But I don't think these things, because we follow a top flight club, I just think little clubs should get a mention.
I agree, and we've recently lost one of our own as well. So we know the hurt, we know the pain, we know the feelings and hurt that comes with this. So I agree with you all the way, Craig. Our thoughts and prayers for those who do that. Go to Macclesfield Town, his family, and everybody surrounded, and hope you get through it someday.
Okay,
All right,
back over to you.
ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk of a little heart piece from Craig here that we want to talk about, and that is the Anfield atmosphere. Is it a myth? Is it a legend? Or is it still there? Now, the fun part here is I'm sitting on the outside. I'm not either in the UK, I'm not at Anfield, but I have been in both places, and I have another view of the football fan experience. So this is going to be interesting. And since this is Craig's kind of topic, I'm not going to start with him because I'm going to start with Ben.
Yeah, cool.
And Ben, I'll start you off. Let's just hold it to Anfield first of all. What are your thoughts about this topic? Do you think it's gone? Do you think it's a library like other rival fans say, or do you think it's just like every club in England, maybe?
Well, I don't think it's a library because it has its moments. I mean, we saw like the Villa game or the Madrid game where it was top. The players, well, the fans were loud and behind the team. The entrance for the Madrid game, was top at all over social media. But the atmosphere is a reflection of the game state, and and at least this season, and since Slot joined, we've been a very slow, lethargic team, bar like a couple of games. The fans radiate the energy from the players. If the players aren't giving the energy on the pitch, the fans aren't going to be energetic in the stands. So that's my opinion of it. But at the same time, sometimes like even when the players are playing well, it has been poor still, which does confuse me. Like, I mean, I'm not a regular match goer, so I'm not someone who's going to get on the necks of these fans because they go weekly. But I don't know how some people don't chant when they're in Anfield. Like, you're there. Some people do very strange things to get to Anfield weekly. And you're there and you're just sitting there as a spectator, not a fan. And don't get me started on the stewards and the rules around UK football fandom, which restrict a lot of things in this country, which is visible when European teams come to English grounds. Like PSG, they had drums and flares at Anfield. We're not even allowed to bring in flares, yet they're bringing in all kinds of stuff.
I as an outsider, I have share a lot of your views, and I think we're going to talk about why we think this is. But Craig, I saw you kind of fuming there when he mentioned the word stewards.
No. Well, the thing is, I can see both sides of the coin here. So because obviously, yeah, I'm a fan, but I've also worked for the club. But I mean, for me, the Anfield atmosphere, I think it's been gone for 2 decades. I mean, I can remember going in the 70s, right? And it used to cost me 20 pence to get in the boys'
Yeah, but the
pen.
money is one thing.
Yeah,
The money is one thing,
it
Craig.
used to cost me 20 pence to get in. You go in the boys' pen because obviously, if you was under a certain age, you weren't allowed on the cop. You go in the boys' pen, and then you'd be in there until you were 16 years old. And then once you turn 16, you graduate from the boys' pen and you go and stand on the cop. And that's where you got your education from, on the cop. You didn't need to go anywhere else. But for me, and I think I agree with Ben to a big degree. I think the atmosphere at Liverpool depends on who we're playing, what the game is. I think there's too many fans who are. I think the top six. I think the top 6 clubs, Liverpool included, in the Premier League, have become tourist attractions. Not football clubs. We're a tourist attraction now, and people are going to Liverpool for the weekend and say, "Oh, let's go to Liverpool." And the thing is, they're more interested in going into the stands at half time for the salt and pepper chips and the pizzas in a box and the hospitality which they've paid £100 upwards for. They're more interested in that than actually watching the game. And speaking from a steward's point of view, Ben's right, because I'll be honest with you now, the Anfield Road end, the top tier, the new top tiers, that's hospitality, and it's £500 to go in there, right? The Kenny Dalglish stand, that is a library, and yeah, there'll be people watching this who sit in the KD stand. That is a library. Nobody sings. All they do is sit there and drink the beer, and they can't wait to get in for the food at half time. You might as well fill the KD stand with mannequins. You may as well. The main stand where I was positioned at Anfield, right? If you start singing in the main stand, the stewards come to you and tell you to be quiet, and if you continue, then you are ejected. Right?
Right.
I don't agree with that, because if you've paid the money, you're going there to support your club, right? And to support your club means sing. Now, there's too many fans who go to Liverpool who don't know the songs. They're too busy on the selfie sticks, taking selfies and taking videos.
I was
The
at
atmosphere's gone.
Stamford Bridge in '99 when my local team played Chelsea away in the then Cup Winners' Cup. and we were told if we were stood up, we would get evicted. So I agree with what you're talking about. But here's the kicker that I disagree with. My local club where I play, where I support, we have home and away fans, right? Like Cop and whatever it is. It's your fucking job to create the atmosphere. Now, we play in stadium with, capacity of 17,000. We have maybe 10,000 at a game. The sides ain't full; they're half full. But when I'm at my Cop, we sing, we perform, even though the team doesn't perform. That's what I'm there to do. If the Cop doesn't show up, they can't complain that the team is slow, or the team is this, or there's the tourist over there. Shut the F up. I'm sorry. Because it's great when 60,000 cheer as well, or whatever. Yeah. And in my country, we have songs that include the sides. We don't have stewards like you do. We have stewards, but who's not Nazis like you have. But the point is, it is your job.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it. If you are on the Cop, I did the same thing that you said. I started off on the side of my Cop. And when I learned the songs, learned the rules, learned who is who, I then came in and I started singing. But the point is, it's your job.
Yeah.
When you're on the Cop, or if you're on the Yellow Wall in Germany, or if you're at San Siro, whatever it is, if you're behind the goal as one of the ultras or whatever the hell you are, it is your job to support the team, no matter what.
Yeah.
And if you're standing on the Cop, if you're standing on the Cop and you say, fucking tourists, then you have completely missed the ball, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've been going over 50 years now, and then when I was stood on the Cop, because obviously I've not got a Scouse accent, I was called a woolly back. Now, the thing is, a woolly back. That's what they call it. If you've not got a Scouse accent and you're from the UK and you go and you support Liverpool and you go to Anfield, you get called a woolly back. You get called a wool. That's what they call you.
Especially if you're from certain regions of Merseyside.
You get called a wool.
What does that mean?
Like fake Scouser, basically, or fake Liverpool.
Well, okay. Yeah, you're a plastic Scouser, basically.
Okay, and I can only talk for Liverpool now because that's what I support. I can't talk for Arsenal or Tottenham or whoever fuck there is. But if you have that attitude towards anyone that supports a club, you should be ashamed of yourself, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, my club here, when we went to London in 99, we called everybody a farmer because we are one of the biggest clubs in Norway, right? And we are from the capital, Norway. So in our mind, everyone else is a farmer.
Yeah.
You can be from Trondheim or some other big country, but for us, you're a farmer.
Yeah.
Unless you root for my club. Because if you root for my club, you're one of us. I don't care where you come from. And that is a mentality you have to include. Yeah. Because if you think, if you have this mentality that the only people in the world that's going to support a club is the people that are born there. No. Why do we take the club to Asia for a tournament, or why do we do this? It is for money, but it is to build a brand.
Yeah.
And if that dude or a girl from Hong Kong comes to Anfield, it is going to get looked down on after spending thousands of pounds. I mean, that is. I mean, there is no wonder. I mean, it's like someone is more worthy than others. And for me, I have a Liverpool tattoo. I've been there 2 times. They've been my club from the 80s.
Doesn't matter.
No,
you were red.
And
you were red. Yeah. And the thing is as well, on the Cop, there's about 500 lads in the top left-hand corner. It's the same 500. and it's the same 500 every game. And they're the ones who start the singing off. They always have. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, the Anfield Road used to be in competition with the Cop, who could sing the loudest, because the Anfield Road was terracing and the Cop was terracing. Now, when they put seats in Anfield, they destroyed the soul of the ground. They absolutely killed Anfield. The atmosphere had gone. Now we've got safe standing again, but it's not the same. And another thing which really annoys me about the Cop, right? And I'm a Copite. I've been a Copite all my life. But I think what Liverpool should do, Virgil's come out and said it a few times, you know. And I think what we should do is, and I've always maintained this, the Cop should be a singing stand only. So if you're not going to sing, you don't go on the Cop, right? Also, it should be you should wear a Liverpool shirt as well. It's got to be like Dortmund. You've got to have a red wall. Now, my reasoning for that is as simple as this. If everybody who went on the Cop, not just the flag wavers and all the guys and girls who put the scarves up, when you'll never walk alone, come on. If everybody wore red, how intimidating would that be to an opposing team attacking the Cop? It would frighten the life out of you.
I agree. And what are your thoughts about that, Ben? What do you think? Do you think the arguments that Craig is saying that kind of destroyed it? Because that's one of my views.
Well, I agree with the singing stand, like the atmosphere. It'd be like something you see at PSG side of the Parc de France. You know, that's what Liverpool needs. And FSG said something about a stand like that a long time ago when Anfield Road was being redeveloped. I'm still yet to see that. I'm still even an update of it, but they're quick to add more hospitality seats and rooms and whatnot. But yeah, like Craig said, make the Cop a singing, like the ultra stand. Call it whatever the hell you want, just not a cringe name or whatever. Copites, yeah.
And my local team has that as well. We have the middle of the area right behind the goal. That's where you're singing. If you're singing a couple of times, you stand a little bit on the sides, you know. But the main singing is right behind. And one of the things I thought about before we're having this show, and that is that when my team here got the supporters that we have, when we wanted to make our own cup, if you will, the older guys, they looked to England, looked to Chelsea, Millwall, the cup. You know, they looked to England to see how we wanted to be. You know, that's what we wanted to be. We wanted to be like you guys in England when we wanted to be supporters.
I think the best example of what Craig was saying as well is like Crystal Palace. Look at the stand. I think it's I don't know. It's no one on the other side of where the home fans are. It's on the other side of the stadium, and that stand is entirely like you're allowed flares, drums, whatnot, kind of like a European away ground. You're allowed that in Selhurst. That's what the Cup needs to be.
Yeah, and that's Craig. I'm getting there. Just let me finish my point.
No worries.
In the 80s and the early 90s, we looked to you to see what we wanted to be. The guys who've come up now don't look to you at all. They look to Dortmund, Germany. They look to Italy, and with the drums and the flares and the megaphones. Now, it was new information to me that if you sing on the sides or the Kenny Dalglish stand, you get talked to. For me, that's just stupid. Whether it's Liverpool or Emirates or wherever. So that was new information for me. But my point is, after the Hazel tragedy, and we got in England, first we got the fences and everything got seeded out. That killed everything. I mean, I've tried to watch a game sitting down. It sucks big time. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I have to stand when I'm watching a game. I have to get involved in the game.
It doesn't help when the spaces in between the seats in front of you are like barely enough for leg room. as well.
I've been to the Cup once. When you're looking at the Cup, I've been on the top right-hand corner. I'm 6'4".
Yeah.
How do you think I was sitting there? Not at all. So that was, I had to bend my knees under the seat, and before I sat down, and then if you complain about Ryanair, take a couple of hours on the Cup. But my point is, we looked at England and we wanted to be that. Now we look everywhere else. So there has been no evolving. You haven't evolved. I mean,
No.
like you said, Ben, Crystal Palace in certain areas have drums and have flares and have this. And I got to ask you, and I'll start with you, Craig. Why is it that someone has it, but others don't?
I don't think they'd entertain it at Liverpool. I really don't. I think they're frightened to death of it, to be honest with you. But the thing is, it only takes one person. I mean, if you had somebody on the Cup with a bull on, they call them megaphone. In America, they call them bull horns, don't they? But if you had somebody with a megaphone stood on the Cup, just stood up, and then he'd start off, and then everybody would just kick in. It will be absolutely brilliant. Like Mike, you've just said there, on the back at the back of the Cup, you're 6'4". Now nobody who sits at the back of the Cup sits down. They all stand up because everybody else stands. All right. So if you're sat down, you can't see anything. So why would you pay for your season ticket and not see nothing? Now the thing is, it's all right doing polls at the club on ticket prices and balloting and how tickets should be distributed. Why don't Liverpool Football Club do one on the atmosphere? Because they keep saying, right, 3,000 fans who come to Anfield from the away teams make more noise than what the home fans do. And they're all saying, every single one of them, what doesn't matter whether it's PSG, Dortmund, Frankfurt, Palace, Everton, United, they all say the same thing. Where's your famous atmosphere? They all say it. They've all logged on to it because it's not there. And yeah, I worked that night when we beat Barcelona 4-3. I worked that night. That's the best night I've seen in the modern Anfield. But nothing touches the game I went to in the 70s, 77, when we beat Saint Etienne. The Cup was standing that night. I've never seen Anfield like it. It was shaking, right? Barcelona was brilliant, but nothing beats the 70s and early 80s. Nothing. And nothing ever will. But the fans have changed. The football fans changed. And I agree with what you're saying already.
And I think the football fans have changed because you have been forced behind bars and seating for so long.
Yeah.
I think there's a generation or maybe two generations that's kind of forgotten what you say about the 70s. They have been getting accustomed to sitting down. They have been accustomed to, and the reason, one of the reasons why, and here is my issue with everybody who says tourists are the shame of everything. The best atmosphere at Anfield is the Champions League games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Because the pubs are open longer.
Yep.
And
another reason as well.
Yeah, and my issue with that is, if you cannot support your team without 4 hours at the pub before the game, fuck off. You are not doing your job as a supporter, in my opinion.
Another problem with atmospheres as well, like people are having to wait so long in cold queues outside the stadium just to get into the stand.
Yeah.
Like we've all seen those, I'm assuming we've all seen videos and images of how long the queues are outside Anfield and whatnot. Like,
is that an Anfield problem or is that an English problem?
Oh, it's a thing around England. A very big problem in English football. But
when
you're waiting so long to get into, when you're waiting so long to get into a ground, like your mood's going to be dulled so much because, like, why the hell have I had to wait an hour? Because you could have, you talk about pubs, you could have spent that at least the 40 minutes in the pub, in the warm, with your mates and a drink. But instead you have to stand in a long queue in the freezing cold rain in December just waiting because the check-ins are so bad and the security. I know that. Whatever.
But if I've been standing in that line for 40 minutes in the rain, in the cold, in December, I would have been really pissed when I got in and had some energy to, give away, if you know what I mean. But
well, they've started to ask the fans now. At the weekend, they didn't have enough stewards outside the ground to do the searches. Now Liverpool have asked the fans to turn up 2 hours before kick-off, so they can do the searches and get them all into the ground. And there still wasn't enough time. There were still massive queues at 10 to 3 on Saturday afternoon. So it's something what needs addressing drastically.
And that doesn't help because you can't create an atmosphere if you're tourist or not. It doesn't matter. But you can't create an atmosphere if half the ground is outside waiting to get in.
Yeah.
But my point of view is, if you look at my own club, if you look at the Yellow Wall, if you look at San Siro, if you look at anywhere in Europe or anywhere in the world, if not, it's the home fans, it's the ultras, it's whatever you want to call them. It is their job to cheer on the team. And even more, I mean, if instead of sitting down on your ass or standing and eating a hot dog or whatever you do, it's not happening. It's not the club who's going to wake us up. It's the other way around.
Yeah.
That's. I mean, when I've been there only twice. I've been once at the Cup, and I've been one at the hospitality because I had my dad, who's 84 years old, with colds. So if anyone has a problem with that, they can fuck off. But my point is, when I'm sitting at hospitality, I shout. I'm engaged. I know I can't sing all the songs and everything, but I try what I can do. But my point is, it is not my job to create it. I can be a part of it, but the creation, the start of it has to be behind the goal. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but the thing is, you've paid your money, so you've as much right to sing as anybody else.
Yeah,
seriously. And the thing
I can sing, I can go to the toilet, I can stand on one leg and jump around, I can do what the fuck I wanted because I've paid my money to do it.
You know, I mean, on my bucket list, I mean, yeah, I'm in my early 60s now, but on my bucket list, before I leave this planet, my bucket list is to go and watch a game in the Bundesliga in the Yellow Wall at Dortmund. It's €20 a ticket. Why are tickets so expensive in the Premier League when it's €20 a ticket for Germany and you've no problem getting a ticket? Yet the away tickets for the Premier League are capped at £30. Seriously, the boffins and the stat merchants or whoever they are, the Premier League and all the football clubs, they need to get together, Spirit of Shankly, and all the fan clubs. They need to get together and thrash this out because I had a season ticket from being 13-year-old and I was priced out of it because it just got to a price where I couldn't afford it.
What is the price of a season ticket now? Is about average. What is
Liverpool? It's about £1,200.
Just £1,200, and that's depending on where your ticket is. Like if it's in the Cup, it's probably a lot more, I'd assume now.
£1,200.
Yeah.
That's minimum.
The Daily season ticket is Arsenal's.
Yeah.
My season ticket, of course, this is a lower league and everything, and you can't compare oranges and apples. But like you said, Dortmund is nothing. But here, I think my season ticket at my Cup is about £200.
If you want to use a more relevant example, even someone like Newcastle or West Ham, I saw that their season tickets are only like 450 to 500.
But I agree that the money, the season ticket prices or the single prices, rules some people out, and I do agree with that. But even though if you put just away fans at one end and the Cup in one end and tear everything else down, it's still the Cup's responsibility to create the atmosphere because they are the home fans. They are they are going to give the team energy. They're going to give them a reason to run, to score, to defend, to block.
I mean,
Ben, your turn.
you watched it like Ben. You watched it like me, Ben, and Alred. I think the game against United this season, that's the worst atmosphere I've seen for a Liverpool-Man United game.
Oh, that was the worst in a long time. Not just in that fixture, but in a long time. No one was up for that game, like from the fans to the players. No one was up for that game at all, which was embarrassing.
And that happens, but it is the cops' responsibility to get the players going and the crowds going. And I'm not slagging the the cop, because I'm just using cop as an example. It doesn't matter if it's at St. James's Park or Crystal Palace or the Yellow Wall. It doesn't matter. It's the home fans' responsibility to give energy to the team, to give energy to the players. It's not the other way around. It has never been.
No.
And for me, I don't know why that is lost, because it wasn't lost. I mean, I believe, I think you, by sitting down and being fenced in by barbed wires and everything, it does something. You get complacent. You know, and I understand that, but it's still your responsibility. You can't put it on tourists, or you can't put it on just pricing. It is still your responsibility.
It's on the owners of the club and the people who make big decisions, because like you talk about the Yellow Wall, there's a reason it's so good, because there's regulations and rules in place. Like, you're not allowed on the Yellow Wall unless you're wearing yellow and black, or just yellow.
Yeah, and that is another thing, because it was, I think it was the Tottenham game where they kind of said, hey, let's make Anfield red.
Yeah, Van Dijk said it before the game, because
exactly.
It was a celebration.
And for me, that is, I mean, at my stand, we have the ultras who are usually dressed in black and some stupid brand or something, but everybody else is one way or another blue. They have a scarf or a shirt or something like that, because, you know, we are the fans. And when Van Dijk said that, and people, well, I don't look good in red. What the hell are you doing? I mean, I know Liverpool has a big history with Adidas and everything like that, and everything is going to be so casual and firm and whatever it is, you know, hooligans or whatever. But you have to use the colors, man. That's the and if you don't dress in your team colors, but you're slagging someone off because it's not born there.
The worst part about stuff like that is that a lot of people actually frown upon that concept. Like, you'd be surprised how many people, like, when they see someone in a red shirt or in a Liverpool shirt, it gets frowned upon quite a lot, especially in Liverpool. I think.
Yeah, because then you're a tourist.
Yeah,
you don't know the local laws or routines or whatever. Yeah. But the funny thing, every time an Englishman goes abroad, it's fucking all the time when they're wearing a jersey from their home team.
Yeah.
But you can't do it when you go to the game, because then you're
you're a tourist. And the thing is, Liverpool, I mean, they're a proud club, they're a proud city, but if you're not wearing Pringle or a mate like that, you know, I mean, the casual fans, they don't wear football shirts. Now, your casual fans, they were your firms.
Yeah.
They were your firms, so you didn't know who were who, and the police couldn't spot them. That's why they went casual. But the thing is, you could
spot them because they had certain brands and certain looks.
Correct. You know, the thing is, I know it's not the. I know, and it's the second topic we're discussing. But Liverpool Football Club is not like it is in Glasgow. You can't walk around Glasgow with a green jumper on or a blue jumper on. You can't do it. You can't wear anything green or blue. You have got to wear something a different colour, because up there it is completely different. I'm telling you, one of my best mates lives up there, and he's a big Celtic fan. And he went, every weekend there's trouble in Glasgow, because you are the blue or you're green. There's no There's no ifs or buts. You can't wear football shirts in pubs in Scotland. Doesn't matter where you go. No colours allowed because it will kick off.
But
It's brutal.
Next season, sometime, I'm trying to get another trip to Liverpool to see a game with my son.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go again.
Yeah.
And the thought of being judged, because I in my football culture, wearing the shirt is normal. Like you said, Ben, the yellow wall, you can't get in if you're not wearing anything yellow. In my country, in my culture, wearing the shirt is a sign of support, not something to be frowned upon. And I'm going to wear it anyway. I don't care if local lads look at me and think I'm a twat. I don't care. But the point is, spending thousands of pounds for one game, 2 nights in Liverpool, some half-ass shit hotel.
Come and stay with me. Right, listen, right, come and stay with me instead of spending money on the hotel. I'll put you up for 2 nights.
Yeah, I got my son with me as well. But
no, we've got 3 bedrooms. We'll put you up for 2 nights, no problem. Save your money.
You up on that.
Right,
but the point
save
is,
your money.
We went. We had 3 hotel rooms, 2 nights. Me, my dad, and my son. We spent about £5,000. And my point is, we spend that kind of money and go and see a game, and then being looked down upon as less of a supporter. I mean, I think I should maybe be the other way around. I mean, if you come from Norway or you come from South Korea or Angola or whatever, and you spend money and time to support a team, you build a relation to a team. That's not your birth club. I think that is amazing, and that's the power of football. Not something you should put down. I mean, we've gotten fans in my club now all over the world. They've been here for some stupid reason. They've either been with a woman or here on holiday and working here for 6 months and somehow managed to get into our stadium and fell in love with the club. Well, then you're part of us, and you're a part of us till you die. That's it. It doesn't matter where you come. That's the beauty of football. You don't have to go woke. You don't have to be LGBTQ2 whatever it is. You can just say, hey, you like the same things I like. You're one of us.
You can change everything in life except your football club.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it is. And but yeah, I think I got some new information today, and I found out that the clubs or the stadiums are run a little bit different. You know what? Like you said, Ben, Crystal Palace have allowed drums and everything, and in Europe or the EU that you kind of left, football is like it is in England. It's seen as a product. You know, you have to sell the product. You have to make money on the product. Well, the product is better with fans. It's better with sound, cheering, everything. How is it that a league or a club or an owner can sit there and say, well, we don't want that, whatever reason it is, because a game is not 90 minutes. It's the 90 minutes and the surroundings. It's
the build-up and the post-game.
Yeah, exactly.
But then then again, you say the owners don't care how much noise gets made at the stadium. They just care about the dollar signs that enter their bank account when they see after all the tickets are sold after a season. That's all they care about. So if they like West Ham Stadium,
I understand that, but they are still a part, whether it's Liverpool or Tottenham or whoever, you're still a part of a package. It's called Premier League. Premier League wants to sell the rights for a highest bidder. You want a good quality product. And the fans are the lifeline in that product.
Because if Liverpool fans if Liverpool fans did what they are good at, and
Yeah,
everybody saw it that night when we played Barcelona, we were 3-0 down after the first leg. Nobody
yeah.
gave us a prayer. Right, I was sat in my position on the away dugout, on the Barcelona dugout. That's where I was, and I looked to my right, and I caught out the corner of my eye Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. And when that fourth goal went in, they both stood there with their hands on their hips, and they didn't know what to think. Because when Anfield makes a noise like that, you can beat any team. It doesn't matter who you are.
It's
They,
just,
they just can't handle the noise. And if we can do it once, we can do it every time. And I agree with you both. I think we should get bullhorns in. We should get 2 or 3 lads at the front of the cop. You get everybody roaring, and if you don't wear red, you're not allowed on the cop. Go and sit in the KD stand. Go and sit in the main stand. You're done.
Ben,
You,
I forgot what I was going to say.
oh,
you forgot.
probably something important.
Oh, it's about the Barcelona game. Messi. He went on Spanish TV not long after that game, and he was talking about it. And he was talking about the mental state of the Barcelona dressing room. Jordi Alba was crying at halftime. We were only 1-0 up at halftime, by the way.
Yeah.
That's just how intense it was. Then Barcelona players who go to other grounds around Europe, which are definitely a lot better than Anfield, they came to Anfield for 90 minutes and they were crying at halftime. At least one of them was.
And Anfield has the power of being an intimate stadium. That means the pressure, the sound, everything is multiplied. They should take advantage of that, not dampen it. It should be encouraged, enforced. Like you said. I have to go back to my local club again. We were relegated to the second tier, and we played a cup game against one of the better teams in the top tier here in Norway. And we played an old rundown ground, but we had the main supporters. We filled one of the sides, and we were about 4,000 or 5,000 people. And usually, when the teams warmed up, they jogged from one side to the other side and back, warming up like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we gave them so much hell, that team, that 5 minutes into their warm up, they stopped at halfway line and went the other way again. Because we booed, we sang, we sucked them out. We won that game, and we won the cup that year. So I know what you're saying, Ben, and the power of Anfield and the power of any stadium in the world should be encouraged. It should be, if you want money, if you want gold and silver and whatever it is you want, that enhances the value of whatever you have, you should use all means necessary. And that is waking up the cup and getting everybody back again.
Like I said about the owners, though, like how they don't really care unless they see the money coming in. Surely you'd think if you can get the cup going again, you'll get more tourist people, because when the cup's on it, it's one of the best sights to behold.
Yeah, and I as a tourist, if I go to Liverpool and sit at the hospitality or in the nosebleeds or whatever I sit, and I go home to my friends and neighbors and work colleagues and say, you should have seen what I experienced. It was wild. I couldn't hear myself think, blah, 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 blah. What do you think that's going to do to them? Of course they get curious. Of course that, creates revenue or sales of shirts or whatever it is. So it is naive and
so I've got a question for you both now. It's just popped into my head. So if you two guys were the owners of Liverpool Football Club, so let's say you both own Liverpool FC. So my question to you is simply this.
Fire Ben.
So my question is simply this. What 3 rules would you bring in at the club to bring the atmosphere back to what it should be?
Well, the first thing I'd do is I'd get a large group of fans, older and younger, and they'd collaborate with it. They talk ideas, decisions, and finalise things. That'd be the first and most important thing I do. Because what you need to do is you need to get both generations, get opinions from all sides. Because like you, Greg, you've been going since what, the 70s.
Yep.
So you have a lot of knowledge about Anfield, about when its glory times. Get you in conversation with some of the young locals who want to get that back and have some good ideas. People like that.
Teach them the songs and get them together and boom.
I would put together a team, of course, with like you said, Ben, people who know Liverpool as a club, as a
what it was in the 70s and all that.
Yeah, one of the old school guys, and I would bring in some people who would know what to change and how to do, and I would give them all a plane ticket, and I would send them to a hotel in Dortmund, and I would have them stay there until they know how and why and when and how long it took and how money it took, how did they build the yellow wall, and then learn everything they can to take that back home and put it here.
Basically, just steal the Dortmund blueprint.
Yeah, exactly. It's not difficult. That's all you have to do. And if you know, because all English, all European clubs who have that kind of wall has the same blueprint. It doesn't matter where it is. It's the same recipe. It's the same everything. Just steal it, borrow it, rob it. I don't care, and put it in red and on the cup.
Well, look at the Dutch at the world. Look at the Dutch maker for the World Cup. They're all wearing orange.
Let's see if they're allowed in first. We don't know what the guy in charge of America is like.
Yeah, but because they will get kicked up because he will take the color offensive as a joke to him.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But I'm going to cut. I'm going to cut us off there because we have one little other topic we have to get through tonight before we leave this stream, and that is I don't know if you got the message, Ben, but we're talking about the biggest rivalries in Europe or in the world, and I would like you to kind of sort out say the top ones that you find, and a little bit about why. And since me and Craig kind of hog the microphone a little bit more than you, Ben, I'm going to let you start. What are your three biggest rivalries and why?
Well, I'm probably going to be disagreed with on a few because I'm younger, so I've not experienced peak rivalries like this. So I'm going to...
So that's you on mute then? Next? No, I'm sorry. Go on, Ben. Try it.
I'd have to say, like, in terms of pure... like just rival, like hate, how much you hate the two teams each.
Yeah, a rivalry can be hate or the most fun or whatever it is, whatever you like.
Well, I'd say first has to be El Clasico because there's always that has the most jeopardy on it. And then you'd probably have to say Boca Juniors River Plate and Inter AC Milan. They're my main three. But like if you had to do some honourable mentions, the Tyne-Wear derby would be one. That's a very heated, entertaining rivalry. And the Madrid derby can be decent at times. That has been even better in recent years because Atletico have been better.
Yeah.
Then there's obviously a few more like Juve Inter, that's a bit heated every now and again because they're the two biggest Italian clubs, you'd say. That's about it, really, for me. Like I said, I'm not old enough to truly understand derbies like you two. So I'll let you two old heads take the stage.
All right. Craig, what are you top three? And try and keep it to top three.
My top three. This is difficult because I've come up with some pearlers. So I mean, and I'm looking at different countries, but my top three, I'll go from third to first. Third, I'm gonna go Torino versus Juventus.
Okay.
That's absolutely. It's not for the faint-hearted, that one. And then I think I'm torn with three here. I agree with Ben on Boca Juniors and River Plate. I think that's the most fiercest derby in world football. It's absolutely nuts. It is, because I've watched it. But I'm going to go, my second one, I'm going to go Glasgow Celtic, Glasgow Rangers. It's the biggest derby in British football. Nothing touches it. Nothing ever will. I agree with Ben with the Tyne and Wear derby. I don't think the Liverpool Man U derby is a big one anymore. We make it, but it's not. But the biggest one, it's got to be El Clasico, Real Madrid, Barcelona. I could have gone Schalke and Dortmund, because there's some massive ones in Germany, or I could have gone Marseille, PSG in France. But I mean, there's that many. I can, Hearts and Hibs in Scotland to the Edinburgh Derby. But the craziest one for me, this is brilliant. This, I don't know if you've seen it on video. The two closest football clubs in world football are divided by a road.
Yeah,
Dundee
in Paris.
and Dundee United. That is, honestly, it's insane. And both fan bases share the same pubs. There's no trouble. No mates. It's nuts. But then's my top three. So let's take it to the TikTok king. What's your top three?
I just got to answer the LFC here. Maybe easier to get the C or red in the copy of the shirt, so cheaper. I agree. Cost is one thing, but it is standing out for me that it's a mentality thing.
Get on the dodgy websites.
Sorry?
Get on the dodgy websites.
Yeah. That's one thing. You don't. Okay, if you don't have if you can't afford a Liverpool red jersey every year, take a red T-shirt then. The point is, it's a mentality thing that we kind of addressed earlier, where they kind of look down on people who come in a red shirt, and you're automatically a plastic fan or a tourist. So start with a mentality, and then we can go on the prices or use a dodgy shirt. It's kind of internet now. So yeah. Back to my top three, and I don't know if you saw the interview once that Matt Damon made, because he's married to an Argentinian, and they were visiting down in Argentina, and he said to his father-in-law, "Hey, I want to go and see the derby, because he's never been there and heard a lot about it." And the father-in-law got serious. And he said, "Okay, we can go, but we have some rules. No women, no children, blah, 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 blah." So for me, top one is the Boca and River. I mean, hands down. I think that's the craziest one. Not the best football, but
no.
Yeah, you can watch the game and just turn off the image and just listen to the sound, and that will be more than enough. My number two is Celtic Rangers. I don't have a big connection to Scottish football, but whenever the Old Firm is playing, I'm watching it, and I love that derby. I'm not a religion person, so I don't care if you're Catholic or Protestant or hippie dadu or sandal wearing hipster. I don't care, but I love the derby, and there are so many to choose from when it comes to my number three. You have Liverpool United, you have Munich Dortmund, you have Real Madrid at the Clasico, you have Fenerbahce Galatasaray, you have Lazio and Roma, for instance. So there are a lot of ones to pick from, but I still want to say United Liverpool, because and the reason why I say that, despite the fact that we talked about the atmosphere and plastic fans or bad owners or whatever we want to talk about, it is still a rivalry based on real hate for a neighboring town, It's based on economic and cultural differences. It is rooted in so much more than just football, and that's why I think it's still a great rivalry.
So here's my question: do you know what caused the rivalry then?
Yeah, it's I think okay. If I get this wrong, if I get this wrong, I'm a foreigner and I'm no use. If I get it right, everybody can. Yeah, I think it started. I think it started with we were a big shipping town. We were a big we were very rich, and Manchester got quite pissed. So they built a river or dug it out, and then started to undercut our prices. So the money shifted to Manchester instead of Liverpool.
Yeah.
And how do I, as a plastic fan in the eyes of the local Liverpool fans, how do I know that? Because I care.
Because you research your history.
I care about the club. I care about the town. I mean,
because you've researched your history, correct?
Yeah. My fucking people founded that town. That's why I have
the Vikings.
Yeah,
Vikings. Yeah.
So,
and the thing is, where does John Arnemisa come from? And Stig Inge Bjorneby.
Yeah. And Bjorn Tore Kvarme, but we don't talk about him. But yeah, so because it is a cultural thing, because it's much deeper than just you're blue or whatever. That's why it's bigger for me, because it is deeper and more cultural than many others who are just two parts of a town like Liverpool, Everton.
The main reason I didn't include, I mean, you both included all of them. I didn't. The only reason I didn't is because I think it's too frequent. There's like 5 old firms every season, which is why I like games like the derbies I mentioned, because normally they only happen 2-3 times a season.
Yeah, but we don't use logic here, Ben. You're with 2 old geezers now. We don't use logic. We just have feelings.
Yeah.
Nostalgic doomers.
Yeah, when you're getting older, when you get our age, me and Craig's gonna sit at the old folks' home with our canes and shaking like Parkinson.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say, look at Ben, he's learning.
Yeah.
But I have to say, guys, I really, really, really enjoy this evening with you guys. I think we've touched up on a good topics, and I hope everybody at Liverpool has seen this, so they have now the knowledge to change it and get it back to the good old days. Young hipsters like Ben can experience the old beauty of Anfield. I want to say thank you to Ben, Craig, and everybody who's watching. Thank you very, very much. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you on the next stream. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.